Oklahoma was and where I lived in Oklahoma was southeastern Oklahoma, and the rest of the country was pulling out of the Depression, but it didn't affect southeastern Oklahoma, and we were not part of the Dust Bowl either in that particular area, so times were very, very hard. And so he had a still out in the woods, not at her home. And he would go out and make moonshine whiskey, and then he would sell it by the gallon.
By the gallon? That's a lot of moonshine.
It's a lot of moonshine whiskey, but he would sell it by the gallon. And he made enough money to buy a surplus half-track vehicle, Army surplus, and it had a truck bed in the back, and so he sold places to other people who wanted to come to Oregon, and got the truck all fixed up and so on, and so he charged $17 for the trip for one person and $32 for a family or a couple to come to Oregon. So they came with us. My dad, brother, and mama and I rode in the front, and the other people rode in the back. And because there was a glut of Okies who had come to Sweet Home, people were kind of like the way people are about Mexican people now. They say that they're taking jobs away from people who live here. And so that was their attitude toward us, is that we were taking jobs away from them. In the nation, for instance, this was 1947, and so all the GIs had come home. They needed housing, and that meant lumber, and in the era of that time. And so the mills were going full blast. They were cutting everything they could down, and so it was a great opportunity for my dad, because they needed workers, and they needed good workers, and my dad was a very dedicated worker. And so it was very good in that respect.
It's very good. So booming timber economy.
Booming timber economy.
Huge.
Boom, boom, boom. I love Oregon, have always loved it, and my brother lives in California, Uncle Benny, and he loves California, and my parents, my dad always wanted to go back to being a farmer, rancher, and he missed it all his life, but he had a he made a good living, and was healthy, and
despite being an avid smoker.
Well, that's true, but he
lived
did die
to the age of 98.
Right, so it's tough to figure that one out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was exercising by working all his life, so I think it was a wonderful thing for us all.
Kind of the American dream, you know?
It was the American dream for us.
Opportunity.
And the time in which I lived was really an American dream.